A helpless baby horse stood alone in the wild, trembling as a pack of wolves circled closer. Just when all hope seemed lost, a lone stallion emerged from the shadows, ready to defy nature's rules. It was a quiet morning in the valley of Silver Hollow, where the wind whispered through the tall grass and the scent of pine lingered in the crisp air. A young FO, no more than a few days old, stood shivering in the cold. His name was Storm, and he had never been alone before. His mother, Willow, had gone in search of water, leaving him hidden in the tall grass, thinking he'd be safe. But the wild doesn't wait for safety. From the edge of the forest, a low growl echoed. Storm's ears perked up. His heart pounded like thunder in his chest. In the distance, shadows moved. Wolves. Their glowing eyes locked onto the helpless FO. They moved silently, like ghosts in the morning mist. Storm tried to run, but his legs were weak and wobbly. He stumbled, falling into grass. The wolves crept closer, their patience thinning. The leader, a scarred gray wolf with eyes like fire, stepped forward. Just as he lunged, a deep roar shattered the silence. The wolves hesitated. Storm looked up confused. The sound wasn't from a predator. It was something else. Then, from the top of the ridge, a dark figure appeared. A massive stallion, with a wild mane and eyes like burning stars, charged forward. His hooves thundered against the earth, sending dust and rocks flying. The wolves scattered, some fleeing into the trees. The scarred leader held his ground, snarling, but the stallion didn't stop. With a powerful strike of his hooves, the stallion sent the wolf tumbling backward with a yelp. The rest of the pack fled, their hunt abandoned. Silence returned. Storm, exhausted and trembling, collapsed into grass. The stallion stood over him, breathing heavily. For a long moment, neither moved. Then, the impossible happened. The stallion didn't leave. Instead, he lowered his head, sniffed the FO gently, and stood guard. He had chosen to protect Storm, even though the FO wasn't his. That night, Storm slept curled beneath the stallion's watchful gaze. The wild was dangerous, but for the first time since being alone, he felt safe. Morning came, and with it, a new test. Storm awoke to find the stallion gone. Panic surged through him. Had it all been a dream? He called out, his voice trembling. Then, from behind a deep snort, the stallion had been watching. Testing. Without a word, the stallion turned and walked away. Storm hesitated. His instincts told him to stay, to wait for Willow. But another voice, deeper and stronger, told him to follow. So he did. Step by step, he followed the stallion across the valley, his legs weak but his will strong. The stallion didn't slow down. It was a silent lesson, keep moving or be left behind. They entered a new part of the land, where boulders jutted from the earth and the scent of water filled the air. Storm struggled, his body aching, but he kept going. Suddenly, a branch snapped. The stallion froze. His ears flicked forward. Storm stopped, his breath catching. Something was watching them. From the shadows, the wolves returned, but this time they weren't alone. More had come. Storm's heart pounded. The stallion reared, letting out a primal cry that echoed through the valley. The wolves lunged. The battle was fierce. The stallion fought with every ounce of strength, kicking, striking, roaring, but there were too many. One wolf darted toward Storm, teeth flashing. Just as it reached him, a blur of motion, a chestnut mare slammed into the wolf, knocking it aside. It was Willow. The herd had come. With a thunderous charge, the Mustangs drove the wolves away, their hooves shaking the ground. Storm collapsed into his mother's side, trembling with relief. But the stallion didn't leave. Instead, he faced the herd's leader, a powerful bay stallion with scars across his chest. There was no fear in his stance, only challenge. A fight erupted. Hooves clashed. Teeth snapped. Dust filled the air. When the dust settled, the bay stallion bowed his head and disappeared into the wild. The dark stallion was now the leader. Storm, now under protection of both his mother and the stallion, felt a new sense of belonging. But danger was never far behind. Later that day, strange sounds filled the air, unnatural, loud. Riders. Humans on horseback, with ropes and traps. The herd bolted, but Storm struggled to keep up. A rope flew through the air and caught him around the neck. He fell, gasping for air. Willow screamed. The stallion charged. With a powerful kick, he broke the rope. Storm's mother pulled him to his feet. Together, they ran. The humans gave up for now. That night, Storm stood beside the stallion, staring at distant campfires. The stallion had scars, not just on his body, but in his past. He had been captured before. And now, the humans had returned. The stallion reared and let out a thunderous cry. Not a fear, but a challenge. The herd responded. They wouldn't run. They would fight. The next morning, the riders came again. This time, the Mustangs charged. Storm, no longer a helpless foe, ran beside them. A rope flew toward Willow. Storm knocked into her side, saving her. She ran faster. The battle was short, but powerful. The humans, unprepared for wild horses that fought back, fled. Storm stood panting, his legs burning. His mother nuzzled him. Then the stallion approached. For the first time, he nuzzled Storm not as a protector, but as a father. Storm lifted his head high, looking over the valley. He had been lost. He had been hunted. But now he was strong. He was ready to become part of the wild forever. The moral of the story is, strength is not just in power, but in loyalty, courage, and the will to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If this story touched your heart, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and share it with someone who believes in the power of survival and family. What would you do to protect someone you love? Let us know in the comments below.